Welcome to another video. We're gonna do a reaction video. I saw this tweet. A tweet inspired this, okay? It says, what is a privilege that people act as if it isn't? Somebody retweeted this, quote retweeted this, and said, having a mother who wasn't dangerously male-centered. I'm blessed to have never had experienced my life being put in danger over my mother's desperation to be partnered. I like this tweet so fast because this is something that, you know, some people don't realize is what happens. We talk about pick me, and all that. Let's take it back 20 years before all of us got here and was talking about pick me's and shit. Let's talk about how our parents, how our mothers have, you know, been in that shit. So, boom, it led me down a rabbit hole. Because I was like, oh my gosh. I was reading the thread. I'm like, yo, so many people can relate to this. So I'm bringing it to people's attention in this video today. So here we go with the first video, period. Because it starts from somewhere, bitch.
You want to talk about trauma? Talk about the trauma of having a pick-me mother. People don't talk about it a lot, but there's a specific trauma that comes with that. And when I say a pick-me mother, I mean a mom who will seek male validation or the approval of men over the safety of their children. And it happens a lot more than you think. These are women who will quite literally side with a man over their children, who will prioritize the affection and attention of men over their children. And we see pick-me's all the time, but what we don't know is that pick-me's have babies, and those babies walk away traumatized. Why? Because pick-me's are more prone to putting their children in harm's way through emotional neglect, allowing physical and other forms of abuse. These things happen as a result of moms prioritizing the needs of men over their children or themselves. I highly recommend, if you have a pick-me parent, to just examine your relationship with yourself and your relationships with romantic partners and things like that, because it can show up in so many different areas of your life. And we don't want to repeat them patterns. And let me just note that a lot of women are conditioned to be pick-me's because we live in a patriarchal society, obviously. But that doesn't excuse the behavior. It just is like an explanation for the behavior. If you are a pick-me parent and you feel like your man needs to come first, I should whack you, but I'm not going to do that. But I will say, work on yourself, please.
Okay. This is crazy. It is insane. And the most recent ISIS YouTuber, perfect, most recent viral, other than just your own darn parent, someone who went viral for being a pick-me mother who put her children in legitimate harm's way. Oh girl, I married a monster, ISIS, who was selling and promoting being a trophy wife, and stuff like that. And y'all, just to fill y'all in, I'm not one of those I hate men to death. Hell no, I'm gonna be married and rich and marry rich, okay? Period. But oh girl, right here, child. Apparently, allegedly, her husband, not the father of any of the kids that she had, she had a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. He was messing with them. You know what I mean? Yeah, oh girl. So I married a monster, and she made a video about it and was like, I'm so sorry. How many people I've led down the rabbit hole. And it's so fucking, it's unfortunate. It's so terrible. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into our next video because this shit is scary. This shit is legit.
Sign that you were raised by a narcissistic mother is that she will consistently choose men over you. You could have a narcissistic mother who is married to your dad or married to your stepdad, and what you'll notice is that she's all up in his face. She's all up worried about that relationship, and you'll feel invisible. You'll feel like you are chopped liver. You will feel like your experience in this family is insignificant. You'll just feel like you just don't matter. Your mother will go out of her way to make sure that you know that you don't rank. Sign that you were raised by a narcissistic mother is
this is like what starts trauma and self-esteem issues and stuff like that, especially if you're a child who went through parents divorcing, or even in a two-parent home where they're abusive to each other, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive. That shit, it impacts you and how you even view yourself and how you operate in relationships. Being ranked last is so terrible when you have, and that's your only parent left. Like I definitely have gone through this. Dead ass. It's crazy. And I don't like it. I don't like it, and I really feel like these pick-me moms need to understand. Like, when you're prioritizing a nigga over your kids are not going to respect you. They're not. Period. That's already going to be the issue.
Mom, we still going to the movies?
Ah, damn, baby. I totally forgot. Me and Dee, we got plans today.
But you promised.
I know. I be having so much going on my mind. Oh my God, but I promise you, I got you this weekend.
Well, I gotta talk to you about something really important.
Zariah, it can wait. I got company.
Okay.
She went to my house. You know, I'm trying to hear you scream.
Oh shit. Shit, we still can go.
Let's go.
Okay. Zariah! Me and Dee finna go do something. I'll be right back.
Mom, I'm hungry.
We'll go in there and fix you something to eat.
There's nothing in there.
Okay, girl. Well, I'll bring you some when I get back.
Mom, where you at?
I'm on the way home. I fell asleep at Dee's house by mistake.
I'm still hungry. I waited for you all night to come home.
Zariah, you 16 years old. You better learn how to make do with the stuff that you got at the house.
Nothing is here.
Okay, girl. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'll be there in a minute, and I'll find you something to eat since you act like you can't.
Mom, I really need to talk to you.
I'm on the phone with Dee. I'll see you in a minute.
Never mind.
Alright. Yeah, but what were you saying?
That's so real. That's so yeah. Y'all, I had to learn how to make my own damn food, okay? Because as soon as she started making shit that nigga like to eat, I want to throw up, okay? I hate it. I really, like, growing up, after my dad died, nothing was the same. Nothing was the same.
Me and you need to talk.
Talk about what?
So why do you think it's okay to disrespect Luther?
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
So you not even gonna ask what happened?
Cause I already know what happened. He told me you was running that nasty mouth. He came into my room being disrespectful first. No, that ain't what he told me. He told me he came here to tell you to clean the house, and then you went and got an attitude about it.
No. He came up in here all big and bad, wanted to pop off and have an attitude, so I gave the same energy back.
He's just trying to be tough on you. And you needs it anyway.
See, you do this all the time. You're taking this out again.
No, I do not. Yes, you do. You're doing it right now. Look, I said I don't, so don't start lying on me now. Mom, that man don't even like your own children, and you still choose to be with him. Well, y'all is bad, so I can understand why he don't like y'all.
Can I just be alone?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and another thing, dinner's almost ready.
And it's gonna be some food you don't like. Some bullshit. See what I'm saying? Like, baby moms, baby dads, y'all all need to work this shit out together, okay? Like, please, we don't need no step nothing. We don't need none of that. We don't need that shit. We don't need it. We don't need it. If your child does not get along with your partner, you should not be with that idiot. You should not be with that damn person, and y'all should go to therapy. Y'all should figure something out together. Something. Period. Keep that shit all the way separate, because there's no fucking way somebody should have beef with your children. What type of fucking sense does that even make? Okay, here's our next video.
Male-centered mom who is hyper-focused on her husband and on just getting chosen by men she can go over and over again, would put that man over everybody and anybody, because she's in the quest of finding worth through a man loving her. And because that's what she's been taught she needs to do in order to find out that she has some worth. If she's man approved, she's worthy. If she's not, she's not. So these women will always choose men over their even their children, and will stay with men that even hurt their children, and will do anything to be with those men, and almost like want to get the children out of the way so they can just enjoy being with that man, because that's how intoxicating it is for them to be chosen, to be someone, to be something to someone, provided that someone is a man. And that's the effects of being socialized in a society that teaches us from early on that men's approval holds the biggest weight. And many of these girls that became mothers became women, and their mothers, or maybe they didn't even become women, they just from little girls went to motherhood, or also possibly not given love from their fathers, so they've never been approved by men, which is why they're so obsessively chasing for it and so ready to self-abandon when it comes, because it's like this is the thing they've been looking for their entire lives. And this is the side effect of us not doing our work, of us not finding our worth, of us not centering our existence around ourselves, of finding value in our lives without a man's presence. And I know it's hard, and we've been conditioned to want that, and we do want it to the extent that we want it, each one on their own, but the using it as a stamp of approval, as if that gives you more value than anything else, is very problematic. You will abandon friendships, you will abandon success, studies, you will abandon your entire life chasing over a man's approval. And most of the time you'll find men who will keep you hooked on that neediness of their approval and will take it away, bring back, take it away, bring it back. And so these women just become little toys, right? Like they're just puppets. Then they're just being played and dragged around, trying to earn the approval of a man. If they were just to really look at that man, they're like, why is this man's approval even important? Most of the time, if us looking from outside, we're like, why are you even, right? But that's the blindness that comes when you are searching for your worth. And that's the blindness that comes when you're emotionally mature, not aware of your worth. And that's the blindness that comes when you don't know how to think for yourself and you want somebody to lead you, right? You want the cult leader to be that one person, the cult of one, the partner can become for you. He will tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, if you're right, if you're wrong, if you're good, if you're bad. You're looking for a daddy, right? A good daddy that will love you and will tell you what to do to finally be a good enough daughter, and then you're loved, and then everything is amazing. It's fucked up.
Okay. Ooh, this is so crucial for me to just bring awareness to people who may have a dead father, a strange relationship with their dad, or their dad passed while they were an adult, but they never had a good adult relationship with each other. This is so crucial for me to learn, coming into my maiden age, coming into my Duchess era, like where, I'm moving into the next cycle of my life where I do anticipate to get married. I do anticipate to choose properly and well. And realizing and recognizing these patterns is crucial. So y'all, that was a whole lot. She's a coach that just explained all this. But I really like that, we have resources like this so that we can understand that we are not the only ones and we actually got to do better. It's not too late to do better, but these conversations are meant to be had. Shit, if my mom ever watches this goddamn video, girl, just listen. Okay. Okay, now this next video is just kind of funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because, dead ass.
Or ride for you. That's the thing. They ain't gonna be there for you. The only one gonna be there for you is the bitch that been rocking with you. That's me. Anytime you get in some shit, so I can't accept that from you. Anytime you get in some shit, if you get laughed up, if you're being too cordial with her.
Cause dead ass, I really feel like I can't even generalize it to a certain culture or anything like that because this shit happens across the board. But You gotta understand. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a mom and then it's like your child grows up into a stranger or whatever. Like, no, it's gonna blow my mind when I have kids and be like, oh my God, they can talk. You have personality. Every day is gonna just blow my mind. Shit, my dog's blowing my mind every day. But it's just like, I could not imagine switching up like this in the name of a relationship at all. No matter what a religion told you, but I couldn't imagine switching up like that from somebody who I watched on a screen and heard their heartbeat, you know, and saw them breathe their first breath. Like I couldn't imagine. Let's get into this next one. This creator, she's kind of like me. We be on our astrology.
In response to a video in which I made, were you neglected by a pick-me mother? If so, let's talk about it. So this young lady asked, can you do the pick-me mother dynamic with daughters? The previous video was made pick-me mothers with men. So yes, I'm going to tell you what the dynamic is between pick-me mothers and daughters. Oftentimes, whenever you see like a mother that has jealousy over her daughter, it's almost like she's competing with the daughter in a very weird way. For those of you that was raised with this narcissistic pick-me kind of mother, maybe she didn't really neglect you as much. Women often don't realize when they're neglected by their mother because, you know, they'll become more independent and focus on their own needs. And meanwhile, if you notice the way in which the mother is neglecting them, the mother is simultaneously either competing with them, jealous of them, centering men, or what the mother would do is try to groom the daughter to be also a pick-me. So let me give you a quick example, because I was raised by a pick-me mother. And my father, me and him had a very great relationship. I was a daddy's girl. Not that, you know, I had a favorite parent, but the one I got along with more was my father. My mom, I didn't realize it, but she was often very jealous of me or very competitive. Mothers that would see their daughters being sexualized would often abuse them opposed to protecting them. There were times where I didn't understand that I was being sexualized or men that were preying on me at my...
And pause right here, because this is legit and it's more fucking often than not very common. But it's just to understand the psyche of where abuse stems from. Getting back into it.
Mother would see that as a threat or feel some type of way, jealous, or she would often turn around and probably try to abuse me, you know, humiliate me, do like little funny things, catty behavior. Note also too, a lot of women exhibit these type of behaviors in friend groups. Whenever you see like a pick-me woman, just know that someone is going to get mistreated or humiliated. Being around a pick-me woman, especially if your mother is a pick-me mother, she often try to reinforce this role that you need to live up to. And if you didn't live up to it, it's almost like you would see narcissistic signs such as you needing to be humiliated or degraded or put down because you didn't live up to this pick-me quintessential role that made her look good as a mother. But at the same time, whenever you exhibited those behaviors that would get you attention and not her, she would put you down. Women that have issues with a pick-me mother often had a father that neglected them as well. There's something about pick-me women that often try to pick men that never will pick them the way in which they want to be picked. And that's why they reinforce that pick-me trying to pursue a guy, because technically, from the minute you're pursuing someone, you're trying to prove your value. That means they already don't see it. So these women would keep choosing these men that provide and protect, but also emotionally neglect them, which reinforce these pick-me behaviors.
Let's just play it, okay? To hear the other side of this crazy shit.
Stop putting your children in front of your wife or anybody that you are cohabitating with, because what ends up happening is if you put your children before your spouse, is that it diminishes the relationship and commitment in your marriage. And this may be hard for people who been a single parent for a number of years. They get married and they they are so used to putting their children always first, but trust me, it caused friction. And it just seems like you guys are never on the same page, especially when it comes to parenting. And when you get married to somebody, you have to be on the same page with your spouse when it comes to anything, especially with children. And it was a really hard concept for me when I got from being single to married, is because I was a single mom for a number of years. But I realized how much I was starting to cause friction. And then my husband started to regret his authority. You have to really refocus and put your husband or your spouse before anybody else. Stop putting before your husband.
She's crazy. She's insane. And kept your dating life separate because motherhood is paramount. Okay? It's paramount. It's paramount. And causing friction, that should have been a sign, oh, this person is not for me, because clearly he's not about your village that you already had before y'all got together. And yes, you need to put your kids and she's traumatizing her children. Like, that shit is traumatizing. There's a stranger in the house that is not my dad. Okay? There is a stranger in the house. Okay? This is abuse. And she's dumb as hell for putting this fucking video out there. But thank you, because if he's not trying to be a part of making that village better and protecting it and not trying to get between you and your kids and straining the relationship, get him the fuck up out of there. He don't belong. Okay? I don't like that shit at all. I cannot. If you are a young mother and you are dating, keep that nigga away from your damn kids. Type shit. And then unless, I don't know. We could get into that another time, but for the young parents who got young kids or even teenager kids, keep him away, because what the hell. A comment on here says, yes, because the kids leave eventually and now you try to bring the love back. The love was never there if you gotta bring it back. Like, this is why people need to stop trying to force a relationship.
Support available for survivors of Pick Me Mothers, so I wanted to reach out to my people. How are y'all? Because no one understands us like us. When you have a Pick Me Mother that will not only always prioritize her romantic relationship over your safety and well-being, while diminishing and invalidating your entire existence, which they are partially responsible for, one of the biggest struggles is dealing with the fact that not only will she always be an op, she will always also side with your ops in every situation where it is you against someone else. Not just that romantic partner, it could literally be anyone else against you. And they could 100% be at fault. She will find a way to diminish you and validate them, therefore validating the harm done to you and against you unjustly, simultaneously convincing you that you deserve it when you don't. She will be such an op that she will literally prioritize and keep contact with people that have harmed you, like your exes. Imagine your mother, a DV survivor, making fun of other DV survivors while still having full-blown contact with someone she only met through you that caused you tremendous harm. And then every couple of months, she sends an email claiming she's, gonna kick the bucket. And you can't even believe that because she's lied about her health before for attention from you, the child that she told you she never wanted to have. So every time she sends you an "mommy loves you" email, no matter how much healing you've done, you remember every single time she showed you that she did not love you, while knowing she still doesn't love you and recognizing that she never will. I just feel like we should get like a monthly stipend or something from the government for that. Because that's the generation that needed to learn about the condoms. Why is everything always on the mom and not the dad? No one said that.
And shit like this Once you know, oh, I can't tell this bitch. You cannot tell her anything. You can't say nothing about your plans, about anything, because it's opery. It's turning into opery. And you just can't till you sign that legal document saying that you married to that other person. Let somebody else vet them. Not your pick me mom. That she can't vet shit for you. No. With pick me mothers, you can't let them vet anything because they'll make you believe that anything is acceptable. You already believe that, right? But after you've been through some shit, you're smarter now. So even when people are trying to be a suitor or whatever, and you're like, oh, there's a red flag, there's that. Pick me mothers will try to invalidate that and be like, it's okay to have a friend. It's okay. No. If my spirit is telling me no and hell no, I'm going to say no and hell no. Those are all the videos that I have for today. I just wanted to talk about it because, y'all, this is a reality that legitimately happens. And girl, it's just, it is something, okay? It is something. So we gotta talk about this because there has been a generation of pick-me's, and they are mothers. They have procreated, and these ideas didn't just come out of nowhere when the word pick-me-sha came into fruition. Pick-me has always been there. Okay, and if you don't know the definition of pick-me, this video pretty much explains it. Okay. So did you have a pick-me mom? Are you now a pick-me? Because when you have a pick-me mom, you grow up into being a pick-me bitch. And we're going to get into that as a retired pick-me type shit. I wasn't like a going hard type of shit, but staying in relationships that are abusive and that are detrimental to you, pick-meism. That is pick-me. Because, oh, he's with me. Oh, I have to stay. You don't have to stay to prove anything. You're not even going to be alive forever. Life ain't picking you. It's picking you until it's time for you to go. You ain't going to be here forever type shit. Fuck. And I really feel like another thing for this, pick-me moms look at single women and just women who decide to just not get remarried or to stay single or whatever that is. They look down on them and they talk dog shit. Like, but that woman is thriving. Unless that person is like, I hate men and all this shit. That's a whole nother conversation. We're going to talk about that because I'm also I'm not a man hater. Hell no. I'm also not a marriage is just a contract paper person either. No, that shit is spiritual. Like, so I believe in love and I believe in all that good stuff. We're going to talk about love too, because a lot of people got the word love and what the fuck it means all fucked up and mixed up. Okay? We're gonna try to get into that. But yeah, did you have a pick-me mom? Are you a retired pick-me? Is your mom still a pick-me? What the fuck does that all look like for you? Comment it down below. This was a doozy, okay?